Okay, we're live. Hi, everyone. Look who's here. Kenny from Ken's Creations.
Hello.
Um, so excited for him to be here. He's going to help me out and help answer questions. If you watch Ken's channel, then you will know Ken is going to be my Sean. So Ken is my Sean from the Sean that helps him.
It's so nice to have someone. I've done it by myself now. No bueno. It's way easier to have someone there.
Yes, especially with this when so many people have so many questions and you are I'm going to call you the Chalk King.
Oh, I like that.
You're the Chalk King.
Ooh.
Ken has been we're going to be doing a fall project, and it's really easy to do this. And I usually try to complicate things and don't do the easiest projects. And today I might be doing that again. Why do I do this to myself? It's so easy. Ken, I have to tell you guys, Ken did 3 projects, the same size frame as I'm doing. He's the same frame I'm doing. He did 3 of them in 30 minutes last night. It was amazing. It was so easy, and they're so cool, and they're just awesome. So
it's my favorite technique to do. Like, anytime I share it with anyone and they're like, I don't get this, I'm like, do this technique because it's so fast and the results are amazing. They're beautiful.
Yeah, and it's so easy and it's not messy and everything else. And it's the perfect project, like, to give for a gift. With Christmas coming up, these are really nice gifts and they're inexpensive.
Agreed.
They're very inexpensive. So I'm going to show, we're going to try it. I have this feeling it's going to be a disaster.
It's going to be great. And you know what's great about Chalk Couture, even if it is a disaster and you finish it and you're like, this is ugly, you literally just wipe it away.
Yeah, it is. Oh,
I mean, but it is so easy. And the technique yesterday, I guess a lot of people are calling it a hot mess technique, but it's not technically hot mess, but it gives the same result as the canvas hot mess.
But it's so much prettier than a canvas. I did a hot mess canvas. It had a lot of steps involved. I ended up with paint all over. And to be honest, I don't even like it when I'm done. Like, it's all dried and it just is kind of goopy. And it's not nice. And then I saw these last night. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm throwing mine away.
It's so easy to do the same look of hot mess canvas with Chalk Couture. I called it originally the swirl method. And it was funny because everyone in my videos were like, oh, so it's like hot mess. And I'm like, yep, I'm a hot mess. And I realized it's never hot.
Well, and remember in the very first video, that very first time that I did Chalk Couture, I kind of did that. Because I did just swirl and you were freaking out, thought I was going to.
I was, because I was like, I saw that technique and I was like, I was freaking out because the viewer at home, you're like, oh gosh, that's a lot of paste. It's a lot of paste, but you don't have to use that much paste. It's just awesome. So, oh, they cannot hear Ken. Uh-oh.
Okay, try it again. I just have to have you louder, I think. I
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I have to turn my volume up because your speaker's coming through mine to get to them.
Gotcha. Okay, because I was like, I'm not on mute. I hear them. Okay. So anyways, yes, it's super easy. My story I want to share about Mel is when I started Chalk Couture, I fell in love with it and I wanted to share it with people. So I was like, hey, Mel, do you want to try it? And she was like, yes. And I sent it to her and it sat in a box, and I'm not pushing. I'm not like, you got to do it. And she finally said, I'm going to try it. And it was so fun watching her do her live project, because she was like, Mel is always excited, but when she did it, then she like revealed it and she's like, I'm not sure. And you can hear her voice. She's like, this looks good. Like
I was shocked. It looked so good.
It's my favorite thing about Chalk Couture is people literally are doing it and they're like, this is a hot mess. It looks bad. There's all this paste mix. None of these colors are going to show through. I even was a little nervous on Mel's because I was like, she's swirling a lot. Like, I was like, that's a lot. And it was beautiful. And then we became a believer.
Even watching yours last night, like, I know it turns out really pretty, but even when you reveal every single time, I'm still like, wow, that's really pretty.
I know. It's the reveal. It's the magic part of Chalk Couture is that reveal. Everyone does it. And it's my favorite part to see people's reactions in classes when they do the reveal and they're like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. And I did that. And I'm like, yeah, and it took you 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So should we go over to my project?
I'm so excited.
Melody Lane.
Whoops.
It's easy with craft live streams. So simple she makes it seem we're one big
Welcome,
team.
Dottie. If this is your first live feed, this is so exciting. I love live. My
Yes.
jam.
Welcome to my channel. All right. Okay, here. I'm over here. What was I going to do? Okay, so we're going to do Hello Fall, and I have some fall leaves to go on it too. And then I have, these are fall leaves, but you said these aren't coming out till next week? Or there's more coming out next week, different ones?
Yes, last year they released a set just called Fall Leaves. And I think it's gonna, I don't know this to be official, but I have a very good feeling it's coming in our September release. They do have 2 sets that have Fall Leaves as part of it, but Fall Leaves was literally just Fall Leaves. And we have a catalog release on around September 15th, 16th, and it's gonna be an edition of Fall, Christmas, Valentine's, and New Year's designs. So I think it's going to be in that release.
And I also, this is, oh, what's the name of this? Woodland. There's links to these below.
I believe it's Woodland Florals.
Yes, that's what this is too. And look, there's an acorn. Should I use an acorn?
Yes.
And like pine cones. And then there's some leaves in here, which I kind of like the size.
Yeah, we have 2 different sets right now with leaves. We have Woodland Florals, and then we have Fall Florals.
Nice.
And the Fall Floral comes with a lot of different things that you can put like in a mason jar. But you can use the leaves, and because leaves are all different sizes. We all know that in real life. Leaves are different sizes. So
someone's asking if this is a chalkboard. And do you want to tell them about the chalkboard?
yes, so the chalkboard she is using, so on our last release, Chalk Couture released new boards. For the longest time, we had what was called the 8-in board, and it was magnetized. And because it was magnetized, it was heavier to ship, and it's at a $39.99 price point for the 9x12. Well, they released these brand new, they are called Grayson Boutique boards. That one there is a 9x12, and it's $19.99. It has a solid wood frame and a chalkboard. It does not have the magnetism on it, so you can't put magnets on it. But essentially, as designers, we kept giving Chalk Couture feedback saying all these people are going to Hobby Lobby because they can get a board for $19.99. So Chalk Couture listened and delivered a board for $19.99. They do come in different sizes. We have a 9x12, a 12x18, and then we have I always forget that last size, 18x24.5. The one that Mel's working on right now is the 9x12. That's the only one that comes in white and black. The other 2 just come in white, and they are 12.5 by 18.5 and 18.5 by 24.5. Price points are $19.99 for the small, $29.99 for the medium, and $39.99 for the large, which is really nice because the large is, it's 18.5 by 24.5. It's our largest board, and that's what a lot of people are finding at a Hobby Lobby.
But how can they get it cheaper, and how much is the wholesale price?
So yeah, that's a great, So basically, Chalk Couture, you can buy from Melody's Links and Supporter on a retail level, which is awesome. But I always tell people, and I'm very honest, people will say, well, what supports you more? Well, technically buying retail does support us more, but in the long run, it supports you as a user more. Because here's the deal. You have a starter kit, which in my catalog, I'll show you here really quick. And you pay $99 for the starter kit, and you get $250 worth of products. So here's the starter kit. And the starter kit, like I said, it comes with $250 worth of product, and you pay $99. But the magic of the starter kit is it unlocks our wholesale discounting for you. So as a designer, even if you're not going to do a business side, you get 40% off everything in the catalog. So that Grayson board that she is working on, that's normally $19.99. It brings it down to like $11.39 a board, which is ridiculous. It's crazy cheap. And as a designer, you get 40% off everything in the catalog. So I tell people, if you're going to spend more than $100 in about a 3-month time frame, it's better to just be a designer and get that discount. So Stacy asked, where can you get the catalog? We don't have a physical catalog yet. What we've done is we've enabled people to see a digital catalog and print it off. So you can actually go down to Melody's links down below.
And Bobby was sharing that in the chat too. Thank you, Bobby.
Perfect. So any of Melody's links, head to her page, which is down below. And basically that takes you to her homepage. On the homepage, the first thing that pops up is the catalog. It'll say, take a peek. You hit take a peek and it brings up a digital format of the catalog. There is a download button on that digital screen, and you can actually download it and save it to your phone, save it to a thumb drive, and you can actually take it to Staples or Office Depot and have them print it off for you. So we are looking at getting physical catalogs, but physical catalogs are kind of heavy and expensive to ship. So a lot of times customers want those, but then they don't want to pay for those. So then the designer has to eat that cost. So they're still working through the details on that. Let's see here. You do get a catalog with your starter kit. Hey, Sarah, yes, that's absolutely. Let's see, is Chocolate Tour available in Canada? It's not, Tammy, and I want it to be available in Canada so bad. So the reason we're not available is we had to get our taxing. So for the longest time as designers, when we bought something, we didn't pay taxes, we paid it later. They've changed that now to where we pay taxes. And by doing this, it has opened us to eventually go into international markets, Canada, Europe, Australia. So we are working towards that. I know Canada is highly anticipated. That's probably gonna be our first spot, but we are letting them know every single day we need Canada. Believe me, I'm close to the Canadian border, so I really want it. Do you have to pay for it? The catalog, the PDF? No, it's a free download. You can download it. It's formatted to work on all devices. So it's like a page turner. And to be honest, most companies are going towards a digital catalog because not only is it cheaper for the consumer, but it's environmentally friendly. Another design company I was with had a very thick catalog. We're talking like 400 pages. And it was expensive to ship, but then I had a ton of them left over. I could recycle them, but it's a little bit more, anytime you can be friendly to the environment, that's fun. I do want to say while Melody's doing her thing, she's doing what I call kind of the hot mess method, where she's taking multiple colors, and it looks like she's using Currant Jam and Marigold, I believe. And all you have to do, this stuff is so cool. So she put down her silk screen. She protected her frame, which is very, very smart. These frames absorb your ink. It will come off. You have to use a chalk couture, like a board eraser. But if you do what she did, you're not worrying about that ink absorbing into the white frame. So she put purple tape down. She put down the silk screen, and literally then you can mix colors. So it looks like she used a little green in there too.
Yeah, I used, I don't know.
So
I have links in the description for the colors I used.
It's Currant Jam, Marigold, and I bet you Garden Herb. Let me go look.
Yes, it is Garden Herb.
Yeah, Garden Herb. And the thing that's in her paste, those are our new multi-tools. These were a game changer. This allows you to stir your paste, but it also has on the other end a little loop. I'll bring mine up here. So one end, you have a nice end for stirring your paste. And it's flexible on these ends, but it's hard in the middle, so you can't it's secure. But this allows you to stir and to get into small transfers and use as basically a small squeegee. This end, which is magical, is made to actually clean your jars. So these were actually designed, so when we open a Chalkology paste, let me grab one here without shaking the camera too bad. They fit right into our Chalkology paste. And I'm trying to grab one that I've opened here because a lot of these have my seal. So right here you can see this fits perfectly, and you can scrape down the side so that way. Our paste are 3 ounces. That lasts a long time. So that multi-tool is amazing. I love that multi-tool. And so what she did is she actually put down those 3 colors, used her tool to kind of go every which direction, lifted the transfer, and she has a perfect image of that leaf. Now she can keep going and add leaf after leaf. You just want to make sure you dry your layers in between and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I always have baby wipes. So my work area always has my multi-tool, baby wipes, and some other stuff. So baby wipes, multi-tool, a thing of water, a little spray can, and stuff.
And a towel to fuzz. I'm fuzzing over here.
So a towel to fuzz. Let me show you the difference in towels because it's very important. So I use Norwex Plus. Many people do. This towel won't work as good because it's a very lint-free towel. When you fuzz, you want a towel that has texture to it, like this. Because even though you would think I don't want to remove stickiness off of my transfers because I want them to last longer, by not doing that, if you put it on a brand new transfer on a brand new board, it's going to be stuck pretty good. And when you go to lift it, it's a pretty good suction and it can stretch your transfer. So it's really important. You want to make sure you get by defuzzing it. It's the same idea on a Cricut mat. A Cricut mat is so new that some people put a t-shirt on it to kind of get rid of a little bit of that stickiness. Same idea. Duh. You didn't know about the tool, Colleen? That tool is amazing. It changed my life. And then they also changed our squeegee. So for those of you who've been following Chalk Couture for some time, our squeegees used to be a horizontal. So if you look at a squeegee, they kind of go down at one end and they didn't fit into our jars. So they gave us the new vertical squeegee. So now it goes down like that. So now you can get these into the jar and have a little bit more control. Some other tools that they've released for us is placement tape. So this is for the new font. Our font has little parentheses on it now that you line up with the placement tape and put little dots, and it lines up your font perfectly, which is amazing. And they released these, which are life-changing. These are our Chalk Couture board erasers. And you can see this is what they look like. A lot of people were using the magic erasers because sometimes when you have a chalkboard and you've had an image on there for a long time and you remove it, you'll have something called a ghosting effect that even though the image is gone, it leaves an image of it, the image behind in kind of like a haze. So using this will get rid of that haze. This is also really good if you use our Grayson board and accidentally get Chalkology paste on it and it stains your board, which can happen. Use this on your white board and it will take that paste off. You want to make sure your paste is dry because it does produce a little bit of dust that can stick to the paste, so make sure your paste is dry. So I see a question. When starting out, what would you recommend, a starter kit or just a few particular items? So Stacy, it depends. If you are just wanting to try out the product, you're not committing to saying like $100 or more, I would try out maybe a few of the things of the products. However, if you're going to end up buying $100 anyways in product to try it out, you definitely want to make sure you buy the starter kit then at that point, because you'll pay $99. And if of $99 starter kit, even if you don't want the discount, you're going to get 5 pastes. You're going to get you're going to get 7 transfers, 5 pastes, squeegee, apron, 2 boards. One of our nice 8-in boards that's has magnet on the back, and a round board. So for $99, you're not going to be able to find that deal.
No, it's awesome.
I know, Colleen, that placement tape was life-changing. Late to trial, what is going on? Anyone say? So she is actually making a hello board. I can kind of show you same kind of concept. It's just not with the leaves. I did fall florals. I love our hello. You guys can see, I'll kind of move the camera right there. And I love hello because it's big and it's small enough to fit right in the center of the board, but then you can decorate all around it. And so you can do it with fall leaves. We have one that says thankful, that would fit perfect for Thanksgiving. And so you can decorate around the board with all the color and then do hello in white to really capture the board. And it's just a beautiful like statement for your entry to your house. So we put ours last year. I can see if I bring up an image, but it was last year's. We put right when you walked into the house, and people they all commented. They were like, "Oh my gosh." Here, I'll bring it up here so you guys can see. It took me a while. I didn't do it live. I kind of use the same technique as Melody. I did light colors where she's kind of mixing colors, which I really like. But let me bring it up here. It's so fun.
I always mix colors. I just can't not do it.
It's so easy. We do have transfers that you can layer. So like we have layer transfers. You can do them all one color. You can mix colors. That's what's great about Chalk Couture is the possibilities really are endless for you. And because our silk screens have that mesh, and I'll show you what I mean on that. I'm trying to find this board. I have a lot of pictures of my dogs, you guys. Jeez.
Yes, Sue, $99 is a one-time charge.
Yes.
But then there's also, you get a free one every single month after that too.
Yes, I will talk about that too. Where is, oh, here it is. So I'll show you some of them once I got Chalk Couture, but one of my favorite boards that I did kind of de-stressing was a de-stress type of day. And I was like, I just needed to stress and make a board. And that's what Chalk Couture is for me, is kind of that, you know.
And it's so easy. Kids are doing it.
Oh yeah, kids will do it. But look at this board. It just was so much fun. And same kind of idea Mel's doing. I did it around the board. And oopsie dooley, just a sec. Hold please. There we go. So I did it all around the board in colors. You can see the leaves, and then I did grateful in the center. And I did more solid colors. Mel's mixing her colors because I kind of liked the breakup. And I layered those leaves, and it's so easy to do and make such a statement. It's just so much fun. So what Mel was asking about was, so the $99 is a one-time charge. So once you pay $99, it's your starter kit. It activates you as a designer and you get 40% off. Now, I'm very upfront in telling people that we do have a fee every month of $19.99. But with that fee, you get a transfer every single month. And it's a B-size transfer, so it is this size transfer. And the retail cost on this is $14.99. So if you were to buy this anyways, you would be spending $15.
Plus shipping. So they ship it to us for free.
Yes, so it's $14.99. If you look at our catalog, you can see all the ones coming up. They're called the Club Couture, and you can see them all right here. And every month we get this. And the idea for this is we get it a month early. So we are getting this one right now as designers. It's so cute. It says, "Do not give up." And what the idea is we can create projects and kits and all sorts of fun stuff. And then October 1st, when that's available for customers, it goes live. We can start sharing everything we created and customers can buy it. And then basically once it's sold out, it's done, it retires. So we get that every month as part of the fee. So essentially your $5 fee for the rest of the month is covering your website, our back office support, Chalk Couture customer service for your customers to call in and get help. So that is that. The only other requirements as a designer is if you want to stay an active designer, meaning that you want to continue to get the 40% off discount or start your own team, you do need to make sure you submit at least 150 PD, which we call personal volume, every quarter. So for example, if someone was to join today, we're in the middle of a quarter. So we're in the we're in July, August, September. Your quarter wouldn't officially start until October 1st. So you have all the way until December 31st to place at least $150 with orders. So $150 of either stuff I bought for myself or customers place orders with me. If you don't do that, all that happens is you go inactive and you would just have to wait a 3-month waiting period to rejoin.
And if they don't do that, there's no penalty. They still get to keep everything they have.
Yeah.
They just don't get the discount.
There's a lot of people that will join for the starter kit, open it, or say it's not for them, or some people just want the great deal for a starter kit. So it's not like if you don't qualify your first quarter, you get charged for the rest of the starter kit. Absolutely not. The only thing that would happen is you would have to wait to rejoin Chalk Couture 3 months. So you wouldn't be able to quit and then rejoin the next day. You'd have to wait. So I'm sorry, I probably missed a ton of questions in the question because that was a long explanation, huh?
Yeah, Jamie's helping too. Thanks, Jamie. And let me show you so far these up close because there's kind of a glare. You can't see it real close. You see that leaf?
Oh, that's so. To answer your question, Vixa, I think it's Vixa. I hope I said that right. So we get to earn money or products. Technically, you get to earn both. So the great thing for Chocator designers is we have something called design dollars. So for every $200 we either place ourselves or a customer places with us, we get $23 to spend the next month. So let's say this month I sold, the month of September, let's say I sold $2,000 in PV. I'm selling to customers. I'm also placing orders. I get $200 in free money to use the next month, which is great. So you do earn free money. The way you would earn money with Chocator is two different ways. Everyone gets their own website. So you can send people to your website. So mine's like, Melody's is like chocator.com/ I think it's Melody Lane Designs.
Yeah, just Melody Lane.
Just Melody Lane. So if someone paid full price retail order on her site, she earns 25% done. Or there are people in the company who order product into their house because they're going to go to a show, a craft fair, do a scheduled class like at a company. And if you order in the product and sell to someone, you earn 40% commission on that. So that's the 40% discount we get. So you either use the 40% discount for personal use, or you can also sell at retail price and make that 40 cents back, which is really good. So it's probably the best commission plan I've ever seen for direct sales, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the rewards, that's only one. We have design dollars. We also have something called Designer Debut, which encourages a brand new designer to hit certain sales marks in their first 3 months. And if they do, they can earn up to $480 in free money. It might even be more. It's 240. Oh, it's almost like $700 now that I think about it. It's amazing. Not to even imagine if you sell more than $2,000 in a month, you get another bonus on top of that, a 10% bonus. I'm telling you.
Did you guys
amazing.
know that Ken recently quit his job as a bank manager? I wonder why.
So that has been a dream of mine, and I have always had affiliates and company partnerships with different companies, but Chocator, because when I started Chocator, it was never to have a huge team or to make a ton of money. It was something I'd never seen. It was amazing. There was these silk screens, and I'll be honest, if you look back in all of my Ken's creations all the way back to 2012, you are not going to see a lot of vinyl signs because I get frustrated. I cut the vinyl, I weed it, that's the easy part. But I'm a perfectionist, so you have to get the transfer tape, get it transferred, get it onto a chalkboard, and make sure it comes off and it's straight. And I was always frustrated with it. It didn't turn out, in my mind, how it should. And when Chocator came by, it was a solution for me. I can make beautiful, Sean made this chalkboard. Sean, who is not a crafter, look at that. He made that, and it's because of our technology. We have, my chair just went down, so now I feel like I'm super short. So this technology, and let me show you what the technology is here so you guys can see.
No, wait, on that one.
So basically, the reason why anyone can do this is we have these silk screens. This is what they look like, and at first glance, not much to them, but they're adhesive. And if I show you really close, the magic lies right there.
Yeah.
See how that's a tiny, tiny screen? Kind of like you're looking through your slider door, you have screens so flies stay out. It's the same thing. Let me just get you real close. See?
I got them on mine too, so they can see.
So
better.
that silk screen is the magic. The silk screen, what it does for us is when you put paste on it, it's evenly distributing the paste over that. Imagine basically a wide open space and you put paste. You're gonna have divots and valleys. But now that you have tiny little silk screens, the paste is filling every single little silk screen, so it's a perfect fill. And you just remove it, and that's it. So literally anyone can do this. It's safe.
Yeah, you can do it on glass. I did it on my cabinets, on one of my cabinets, on mirrors. on your
Didn't you do
wall.
one on a door? Didn't Sheila do one on a door?
Yeah, she did one on my cabinet door.
Yep. And what I love about it is anyone in the family we're non-toxic, so kiddos can use it. It's easy to learn. Worst case scenario, if they make a mess, it's no big deal, but I can guarantee you it's so easy. You could do a complicated board. Absolutely. You could do tons of layers and add glitter and stuff, but I always like to hit home like, here, I'll show you them. I have them right here.
Yeah, he does awesome ones that are so easy, and I don't know why I make my life complicated.
So these boards, I did all 4 boards. Well, there's 4 because I erased one and redid it in a half hour. So the first one, which is in all things give thanks, we use candy apple, bark, and bumblebee. And see how bright and colorful, and it was super, easy. This one we did with this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And then we did this fun Christmas one. We did this one twice. We did it first with red, white, and green. And this one we wanted more of a candy apple, red, white. But this I call swirl method, but a lot of people are calling hot mess. What I love about it is this one's red and white, but look you get pink colors, you get all sorts of fun stuff. So that's what I love about this is I can either make a project that takes 10 seconds, literally enough time to put the transfer down and paste, or I can take more complicated approach and do, something here where it has layers and different colors and stuff. So let's see here. Is it chalk or paint? Melinda, it is chalk. We actually call it Chalkology paste. It's a patented formula that we have. And basically it is very smooth and goes on very consistent, and it dries solid, and it dries basically where it feels like it's permanent, but you can remove it with water. So right now this is dry. I can take my hand all over it, move around, and it feels just like vinyl. See? So it feels just like vinyl. And I can either make it permanent by spraying Krylon spray over it, or I can wash it off with water. So it gives you that versatility.
And these are reusable. So you can see I'm just cleaning them with a wipe.
Yep, the transfers themselves, if you take care of your transfers, I usually wash them right away. I use a wipe, and then I use a Norwex cloth to dry them. The company officially will say 12 to 25 times. Some people say it lasts longer, just depends on how well you take care of it. Stacy says, how do you make it set on glass? There is a couple different options. I believe Mod Podge has a glass one, and it's dishwasher safe. And there's also just glass sprays out there. So if you actually look, you can look up, that. Uh-oh. Someone's trying to call me. I have to mute it. Sorry about that. What about doing it on cloth? Would it be permanent? Tammy, that is a great question.
Oh yeah, that is the reason I really fell in love with this.
Yeah. So basically we have 2 different things. We have Chalkology paste, which can be used on things like porous things like glass and chalkboards, walls, cupboards. But about 6 to 9 months ago, we released something called Chalk Ink. So the Chalkology ink has white lids. So let me grab that so you guys can see it. My cord is stuck. And now my whole camera moved probably on you guys. Sorry about that. So this here is ink. So we have ink, and then we have paste. Paste, like I said, chalkboards, wood, windows, glass, and it's removable unless you make it permanent with like a Krylon spray. Ink you can use on canvas, fabrics, pillowcases, shoes, totes, clutches, anything like that. And this is permanent once you heat set it. So ink, we can use, let's say we use it on ink or a pillowcase or anything like that. We heat set it with a heat tool like a easy press or a heat press or an iron even. If we put it on ceramics, like a ceramic glass, a coffee mug, a platter, I put mine in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes, and it actually cooks into the ceramic. Now, keep in mind, on ceramic, the company will say it's not food safe, meaning it should be for decorative purposes. So if you're actually putting it on a plate, we recommend you don't eat off of it because we have not went through the food safety cautions, but people have done it, but it makes it permanent. So you can wash it in your dishwasher, anything like that. So there's two different things. Both of them can be used with our transfers. So that's what makes it versatile, is you can use all of these transfers with our ink or paste or even both. People have actually put ink on chalkboards because we have a glitter, well, it's more of a shimmer, I should say.
It's like a
So
metallic.
like this is our gold. You can see the metallic flecks in that. The other thing too that you can do is if you have paste, and I got this question yesterday, and I don't think I answered it very well in my lives, but if you have paste and you're doing it on a chalkboard, as soon as you remove that silk screen, your paste is still a little tacky, and you can actually dump glitter on it. It's messy because the glitter goes everywhere, but the glitter will attach to your paste, and once it's dry, you can just take a canned air, something like this, and spray the rest of the glitter off, and then it adds glitter to your paste, which is really, really cool. A lot of people like that. It's a little messy for me, but it gives you an amazing result. It's beautiful.
And somebody asked if I'm going to write on this. Yes, it's going to say hello fall. So I'm going to use this hello. We're going to put in the center. And I have the letters for fall. Because you can get fonts with these. So I'm going to use one of the chalk fonts.
Oh yeah, you can get fonts, chalk fonts. Let's see here.
And all different sizes.
Thank you for the birthday wishes.
Oh yeah, I was going to tell them happy birthday to you, to tell you happy birthday tomorrow is his birthday.
Yeah, so you guys, I think the reason we fell in love with Chalk Couture, it was more of a joint. I love a lot of things, but then of course, Sean, started using Chalk Couture, and he is the one that actually got us using it more because he loved it. He was like, I can actually do this and it comes out great. It's like not a lot of effort and the results are amazing. Sometimes we have put a lot of effort into something and the results are good, but it's a lot of effort. And this is one of the few things that I literally don't put a ton of effort in and it comes out amazing. And it's mesmerizing and it's so fun because to watch a kid do a chalkboard is absolutely amazing.
My mom does not craft at all, but she wants to do this. Now she's in Illinois right now, but when she comes back, she wants to do this and she does not like to craft. You cannot get her to do any crafty thing at all.
Exactly. And here's what's great about our paste. It lasts a long time. And keep in mind that our paste, once it's opened, I'll get questions all the time about, well, my paste is getting drier. So here's what our paste looks like when you open it. And let's say you have it in 6 months, you don't open this purple, you open it and it's like solid, like, you know, you're stirring it and it should be the consistency of like yogurt. But you put your multi-tool in there and it's more like the consistency of like concrete. All you have to do is spray a little bit of water in there, let the paste reabsorb the water, and you're good to go. So the paste, it's 3 ounces, which doesn't sound like a lot. When you're looking at this, you're thinking that's not a lot of paste, but in reality, you're not using much paste, especially if you're not mixing colors. If let's say Mel was gonna do a leaf and just take the extra paste, she could put that paste directly right back into the jar.
Yeah, I just did that with the little acorn because I just used one brown color. You see that acorn? So I just put the extra back in my jar. I do that when I'm only using one color, but these are mixed.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys watched, but Mel did a board around Easter that had bunnies on it.
Oh yeah.
And she kept adding and adding, and it was beautiful when she was all done. It was so many colors and layers. She had a balloon in there, she had grass, she had the bunny, she had flowers, she had a beautiful spring that you did, like, I think in rainbow, didn't you?
Yeah, it said hello spring.
Yeah.
So I'm just drying it, but you can just use a hairdryer to dry it too.
Yeah, you can use a heat tool or a hair dryer. Either will work. And you'll actually see it. The paste will go from a wet look to a very typical dry, chalky look to it. And you know when it's done. And that's when you can start layering and stuff like that. So I speed up the process all the time. I use a hair dryer, anything, or you can just let it air dry. Definitely, that's an option too. Let's see what I have questions. Oh, thanks. Fatima, that was so sweet of you. So I love I don't know. I could get lost in doing chalk couture. That's what I did on I'll turn my camera again, but this board here that I did with the hello and the flowers, that was actually, you can actually take our paste, and that was done with white outline, and then I took a paintbrush and watered down our paste. I took a little bit of the paste and put it in a jar, and then squirted more water. So it was more the consistency of like, probably like a really thick orange juice. And you can paint with it with a paintbrush. And that way you can get like darker and actually like ombre colors in there. There's so many different things you can use it for. You can do an ombre look. You can do the hot mess look. You can do layering looks. You can put tape, like Mel's using the purple tape, and cover parts of the transfer so it blocks it out. Technique basically masking. So if you like a part of the transfer, but you don't like we have a transfer right now that says it's like a Halloween transfer, and it's got, let me see if I can find it. It's in my drawer of goodness of chalk couture. And it is probably one of those transfers a lot of people at first was like, oh, I'm not sure about. But then they realize if they mask it, it comes alive. So here it is. This is the October 31 transfer. And when it first came out, everyone was like, oh, it's cute, but it's for Halloween. But if you put purple tape or painter's tape over this and the 31, your circle now is blank. So now you can do anything inside that circle. So you can make it literally any type of transfer you want, which is awesome.
And he did that in a video on his channel.
Yep. So where do you purchase this? So the chalk couture you have to purchase from a designer or a chalk couture designer. So the two ways you can purchase it is you can either purchase it through Melody's link down below, which will go to her store and pay retail prices. And by doing that, you support Mel, or you can join Mel's team. And when I say join her team, I mean you would buy a starter kit for $99 and you would get all of this goodness. So you get literally 5 things of chalkology paste. You get a big 8-inch chalkboard. You get a chalkboard round. You get 7 transfers. You get a squeegee. It's $99, and you get over $240 of retail product. So then if you get that, you can use it. But of course, then that unlocks 40%. And so basically then you'd be buying from the back office, which is what we call as a designer, and all the prices in the catalog, you get a 40% discount. So chalkology paste that's normally $12.99 a jar would come down to like $8.12, I think, or $8.39.
And so, this frame would only be, isn't it only $11.99? Something like that?
The frame with the 40% off is like $11.52.
Awesome.
Yeah,
and something else special, if they join my team, they're also on Ken Hess's team.
This is true.
And they get into our secret Facebook groups that only our team gets to join into. So if you join under me, you also get under Ken and get in his team. Mm-hmm. And we both have giveaways in our team. Mm-hmm. I give away over $400 worth of chalk couture to my team every single month. And Ken also gives away a lot. So if you join my team, you have the option to Win from me and win from Ken.
Yep. Yeah. And one of my favorite things about having teams, because we have team Facebook group pages, is not only are you on both of our teams, but there is a lot of people on our teams that really have joined Chalk Couture because they just like to make pretty things. So they're not looking at it as I want to build a team or make a ton of money, but they make, I'm telling you, when I say they make pretty things, they make beautiful boards that just inspire me. And then I want to go show it on a live and stuff. Fatima in the chat is one of those. Fatima joined, and she never joined to say, like, I'm going to make this into a business, or I'm going to, go make money at this. But she was like, I really like this and I keep buying it, so I might as well get the 40%. And she literally is in the team as a designer because she always is posting great things and supporting each other. So it almost turns into this fun community where we're just supporting each other.
Yeah. And Sue Calabrero, I don't know if she's watching right now, but she's in the chat all the time. She did not want to have a team. She just wanted it as a hobby. And now I think she has like 6 people under her and she didn't even try.
Number one, she does amazing projects. She takes the best photos. She just did this birthday display and blew up balloons around to get a photo. And I was like, it caught my eye so much because I was like, that's amazing. Her display of the board is always amazing. Yeah. And you're right, she didn't want a team, but
yeah, she said she didn't want it. She just wants to do it as a hobby.
Yeah, I will say what happens is it's a cool product. And so what happens is you're at home and all of a sudden your sister's there and you're like, hey, do you want to make a board with me? She's like, sure, why not? I'm not a crafty person, but I'll help you. And then you do it with them and all of a sudden they're like, I want to do this. How do I join? And the option is like, you can say, well, you can join Mel's team, or you might as well just join my team. We can do it together. And then all of a sudden you have a team. And then they get someone and all of a sudden you're like, I wasn't doing the business, but I have a team because I'm sharing it because I love it. And now it just naturally happens. And that's what I love about it, you guys, is I've been before where I've done other businesses and I always felt like I was recruiting. Like, here it is, spam, 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 buy, buy, buy. And this, I haven't really done that. I just share my lives and people are like, what is this? This is amazing. I love it. For me, that's what it's about. Like with Mel, I didn't go to her and say, you need to try this, you need to try it. I said, try the product when you open it. And I don't think she, at first was like, oh, I don't know if I'll like this, but I'll try it. Ken's my friend, so I'll support him. No big deal. I'll try it. And then literally she did her live. And all of a sudden, after that video, she was like, Ken, I signed up. I'm now a designer. And I'm going to start sharing it, which was great because if she was going to do all these videos, she might as well be a designer. So she gets the perks and she can start building her team.
I have over 100 on my team already.
I know.
You guys know how many videos I've done on YouTube of this. Not really a whole lot.
No. Yeah. And it's just, I'm telling you guys, like, I know sometimes people are like, gosh, you're really passionate about this. And I think for me, it's just like, look at it. It's just,
it's easy.
Perfection. It's so easy. Kids can do it. Anyone can do it. Sean loves it.
I like the fact that we can buy this and sell it and make a 40% profit. And we can we can create this and sell it. We have the legal right to sell any of this.
Yep. So the angel policy is we buy images and own them so we can actually produce a chalkboard and go and sell it. They also give us the freedom to create Facebook groups and create our own bundles, create our own sales. So if we want to offer customers once a month saying, hey, we're going to give you a chalkboard, a paste, a transfer, and a squeegee, and here's my price, we can do that. Now, it might cut into our commission a little, but we can reward our employees. So when I reached a certain level, and the company is called Couturier, I literally went into my group and said, I'm giving everyone 40% off because I wanted to celebrate with them. My customers were the reason I got there. So we get that freedom to do that, which I love.
Okay, I'm almost done with the
so
leaves.
Good. So she's fuzzing her transfer right now. And fuzzing a transfer basically just means that you are obviously putting it on the towel, and that way when you lift it, it's taking away a little bit of that stickiness.
Okay, I think this one I might just go all green. We'll see. I don't know. And I'm going to layer it on top of this other one. We're just going to see what happens because that's what I do when I craft.
Oh, Tamara. Is it? I hope it's Tamara. I love that comment. I love doing this with my grandson. He can create beautiful items as gifts, and he is so proud of his work. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing because kids can do it, and people are like, "You did that?"
I know, right? Donna wants to know, can we use our Patreon discount on the starter kit? Unfortunately not. Chocator allows us to do pretty much with the discount on anything, but they don't allow us to discount the starter kit. They're pretty strict on that rule. We can do other things to where if like you have a starter kit and we say, for example, and I don't have this right now, but I can definitely do something where, hey, you can get the starter kit for $99, and then in the first month, if you place $150 of orders, I can give you a discount, towards your starter kit, or give you a kickback of $20 to PayPal. But I can't physically reduce the starter kit. How long does the stackiness stay with the stencils? So the key to the stencils is cleaning them. So essentially, in the very beginning with Chocator, I used to let my stencils soak in water. So during the live, I would do something, I would throw it in water, and it would soak an hour, and then I would clean it and let it dry. And I lost the stickiness really quick doing it that way. So the secret now, you'll see me in my lives, as soon as I remove it, you'll hear me run to my sink, and I don't do anything besides running it under the water. And I take a blue, very fine scratchy pad, not the real coarse ones, but like the very, very fine ones. And I just clean the front, clean the back, and then just run it through water again. And then I let it dry, sticky side up. If you clean them right away and get that paste off there and don't let them soak in water, the stickiness comes right back. All of these that I did yesterday, so this I've used now 5 times, and I cleaned it. And then you can see how sticky it is still. I mean, the stickiness comes right back. So as long as you take care of your transfers, I've used, I would say the max I've used a big transfer. That's a 12 by 18 transfer. They lose their stickiness a little quicker. I still like the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I made 10 boards last year with that transfer. And it's a big transfer. And I would say at about 10 to 12, it started losing the stickiness just a little. Let's see here. I'm making tons of Christmas presents with the Chocator. Great teacher gifts for my grandchildren to give to their teachers. Oh, that's a great idea. I love that. That's what I love about it is you can get your family into it and all sorts of stuff. So yeah.
Okay, we're almost done with the leaves.
So Mel's basically, what she's doing is kind of what I showed last night in the video. And I used to call it the swirl method, but a lot of people kept telling me it's the hot mess because of what they're doing on canvas. And I love this method. The only drawback, and I tell people, I'm very honest, the only drawback is if you mix colors, you can't save the paste colors. And some people will say, oh my gosh, I can't believe. But in all reality, I mean, that paste, those jars last so long anyways, and you're not wasting that much paste. And as long as you have wet wipes, I just put them on my baby wipes just like Mel did, and it works perfect.
And I'm running out of baby wipes. Let me see if I have more. I have them somewhere.
Yeah, so the board she's working on, just so you know, I did figure out my the discount on it. It's normally $19.99, and as a designer, we get that for $11.99. So the question I see on here is, can you make the stencil sticky again if it loses stickiness? Yes and no. You can buy certain product that, like a spray adhesive, will add the tack. The problem is there's no way to cover the stencil, and you don't want to clog that stencil with adhesive, because as soon as you clog the stencil, it ruins it. So I've never done it because usually, let's be honest, this transfer cost for me is like, it's $14.99, so it's like I think $8.32 after my discount. So if I get 10 transfers out of this, I'm just gonna rebuy the transfer because I like it so much. So I don't advise adding adhesive back to the transfer because it just is not a good. You're gonna claw, fortunately.
Thinking.
About what?
I don't know what I'm going to do next. Here, let me show you guys. I need maybe a little more, put this one over here on this side just a little corner.
Yeah. I would think maybe if you did more leaves in each corner, opposite corners, and not so much in the other opposite corners, and then did your hello, it would look great.
Well, I don't know, we're just gonna do this.
That's what I love about it is you have all these options. You can do it. So the other thing too, like Mel's doing, and you guys can see, you don't have to use the entire transfer. You can use just part of the leaf, or you can use just one side of it. And you can see that she's drying it with her heat table. She's not overly drying it, and she's able to layer the transfer on top of another one, and it's not pulling up your paste as long as you dry that out. Aren't those leaves phenomenal? Yes, I love them. I buy any set that has leaves on it because I want all different shapes and sizes and all of them.
Yeah, they have lots of flowers and different florals and stuff.
Yeah, I did. I'll show you. I was going to show you while Mel's kind of doing some stuff there. Some of the stuff I've created with Chalk Couture that I love. It's just so easy. Man, I have a lot of photos. You don't realize how many photos are stored on your... All right, here we go. So I joined in July of 2017, but I didn't really start playing with Chalk Couture until September. Here is the haunted house that I created, and I actually have a video on how to create the haunted house, and this one's back this year, and it was so much fun to create, and it's a layering project, so it took a little bit more time, but everyone loved it. You can create very complex stuff like that or simple stuff. So this one was an ombre. I did white on the top, orange in the middle, and yellow on the bottom, and then just did this ombre, so that didn't take very long at all. I think we did that one was literally a half hour. We even did, let's see, when Christmas came around, one of my favorite boards I've ever done takes literally 10 minutes, and it's beautiful because it, let me show it here. Oh, while we're doing that, I'll kind of play some other ones. Look at this one. We don't have this transfer anymore, which is sad because it's one of my favorite transfers. And this didn't take long at all because all it is white chalkology paste. And look at the detail in that, in those dandelions. And that's what's great about Chalk Couture is you can do really detailed stuff, and it turns out great. Here's a project we did on wood. So you can use this on wood, and we did the hot cocoa board on wood. We did that one live where you actually made that. But I wanted to show you, oh, this is another fun technique. Is these are pumpkins, and then we have patterns, and you can layer patterns on top of the pumpkin. So you would actually put the pumpkin stencil back down, or you'd put the pattern stencil and then the pumpkin stencil over that, and you can do patterns directly on images like that.
Yeah, I have patterns, and I have a really huge, that teal board that I want to do, but the project is so big, I keep putting it off. Because I want to do pattern under the entire thing and then do things on top of it. And I'm so scared to do it.
So look at that. That one there takes 5 minutes because it's just a huge transfer, and I just used white chalkology paste, and look at that results. That's an 18 by 24 board. And literally it doesn't take any time because it's just a big transfer.
Yeah, and it's just one big transfer. You put it on, wipe it off, and pull up the transfer, and you're done.
Yep. Now, you can definitely take time and do something like this. This is one that I did. I spent probably 4 hours doing. It's a lot of layering. That one had swirls in the background, and then I did evergreen, and then I did flowers. And that one, I mean, I did. It took me 4 hours because of all the different layers. And I sprayed that one because I wanted to make it permanent. But you can spend that time and do that, or you make it simple. That's what I love about it.
Ken, I just made you big on YouTube, so you can show better while I'm drawing.
Cool. This is our truck transfer. Now, there's a story about this. So this board here, you can see there's a truck with a tree in it. This truck transfer took off, and they released now every major catalog, other stuff within the truck. So like we had a spring one, we had a summer one with canoes in it and fireworks, and like you can see my fireworks one right here. You can see the truck with the fireworks coming out of it. And now they're releasing a new one. So the next catalog that comes out September, we're gonna have one with Christmas trees and stuff. One right now has corn stalks, apples, pumpkins, and hay bales.
I love that truck, and so does my son. He made a shirt with the truck, and then with the Chalk Couture ink, and then used the Easy Press on it. So we did a video of him doing that on my channel.
So did you guys hear that? Her son did it. That's what I love about this. Like, I don't see her son doing a lot of, I mean, he can do crafts, but like.
Yeah, he doesn't craft.
Yeah.
And he made a couple shirts with it. He did the mountain one, and he did one with the bear.
Oh yeah, the mountains are calling and I must go.
Yep.
So there's another one I did, baby, it's cold outside, and it's got the mittens, and we did the kind of hot mess method there. And because it's a silk screen, you can get those nice, intricate colors. Let's see here. I was trying to see, because we got ink in February, so I'm trying to go to where all my ink projects started.
Yvonne is asking, what do you use on it to spray to make it permanent? You can spray a clear Krylon, or you can, I have a Mod Podge matte spray. I could probably use that too.
Yep, Mod Podge. Here's the board so you can kind of see what I was talking about. So the transfer itself was white, or just an outline of the flowers. I used white Chalkology paste, so it made almost like a color book. And then I literally took my Chalkology paste, watered it down, and then painted with it. And I filled in all those areas to get the look.
And the same one that he just showed where the white is, that's what I put on my cabinets, but I put it on in teal.
Ooh, I bet you that looks so pretty.
So you guys can see at the bottom of the screen that I'm putting my hello on.
Here is when I started doing pillows. So that's our paste.
And I love that. That is like so beautiful. Like I love that wreath. I have that wreath. I haven't used it yet, but I love that saying together. And the one about She Believes and the gratitude one, those are my favorite.
So it's so easy, and you can see by changing up all the different colors, all the different looks you get, and stuff. Those were we had to build a bunny set, and that was from that. It was so much fun. You guys, I can't tell you enough how much fun I have with this stuff. Like, here's all 3 bunny boards I made for my family for Thanksgiving or for Easter.
Look.
And it's just so, I mean, how long would that take you to do in vinyl?
And I think this looks more professional.
I do, and it's easy. Like Sean helped me do some of those boards. I'm gonna make you a little smaller. That's fine.
Because let's put him up here. So he's not as small as he was.
I have to tell you, it's been life-changing for me. Not just being able to leave my job, but just creativity-wise, it's brought Sean and I closer because it's something he can do that he likes that's craft-related. Because like when I make a card, Sean wants nothing to do with the cards. Like he'll help me, but he's not going to sit in the craft room and do it with me. When I make even like home decor pieces, he's not big, but Chalk Couture, he will always, whenever I do a Chalk Couture project, he goes, I want to help. I want to do something. He just loves it.
Okay. Can you?
Ooh, I like it.
Do you think that I'll have to re-clean this L and move
What color are you doing Hello Fallen?
I don't know, because it's going to be over this a little. So I was thinking yellow and orange, but maybe mix white in with it too, so it's brighter. What do you think? Or should I just do it all in white? Even
just doing like some of the white colors, because there's 3 white colors now. There's the white, the fawn, and the almost maybe even storm. So it really pops, because the yellow might go too much with your leaves, don't you think?
Yeah.
Or even just do fresh linen and white, or to make it really pop, you could do white and teal. Because teal would go good with all those leaf colors.
Oh.
So you could do like a white and the 3 colors of teal, like because we have technically we have a ton of teal now because we have Cool Breeze you could do, but if you did white and peacock or white and couture teal, that would look good all mixed together. Like do a swirl method on those 2 colors, that might look good. I think the teal would pop with those.
Yeah, I think so too.
Or you could do white and purple. Purple would look good with those colors. The Regal. Aubergine.
No, I like teal.
There you go.
So do you think this will be okay? I do hello there and then do like fall here.
I love it. I think that's a great idea.
Is that? All right, let me go get the teal.
Yeah, are you going to do the couture teal or are you going to do the peacock teal?
Let me see what I think I have them all, but here.
Because the difference, the peacock's pretty dark teal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's almost more like the tide, where the couture teal is traditional teal. So the teal on this, we use teal on this board, the farm to table. This is couture teal. It's the one that literally matches like your multi-tool.
Move dogs. I don't know where all my, I have them all in a drawer, but I feel like I don't have them all. Is this the right one? This is an older bottle, but.
So if you have it, it's the one, couture teal was closest to like aquamarine and Caribbean area colors.
I think so. It matches the tools pretty well.
Yep. That one was, yep, that will work. That was called, what one was that called? That was an old one. It was called something teal. It was, hold please, I'll find it.
I gotta mix
it. It was called Thai teal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thai teal is pretty close to couture teal.
I don't know why I don't have them all, or they're just not all right here. Are there any more questions?
Sorry, I've been keeping up with questions. Yeah, so don't forget too, guys, all of our colors technically can be mixed. So you can mix, like we created a rose gold that we used on a pillow by creating and paste colors. So like if you, let's say you really like our marigold, but you're like, I wanted a shade lighter, you can actually add white to it and bring it down in colors. You can mix your reds and yellows and create a nice orange. Like you can create, so a lot of times when I'm done with a, like a 3 ounce, like let's say it's done, I keep it around, or you can get what they call like a painter's palette and mix colors in that. So if you want to create a color, like you think, oh, I like purple, but I really want a light purple, you can take the aubergine and add a little bit of white and lighten it up. So that's what's so cool is you can kind of play with the different colors. Teal and purple, yeah. Everyone's saying couture teal or around those colors. Yeah, that bunny stencil is so cute. Uh-oh, that was a doorbell. That's just probably a package. We don't need to say what's in the package.
Ray Dunn.
Possibly, allegedly. Or it could be a birthday gift. Maybe it's a birthday gift.
And it's Ray Dunn.
And it's Ray Dunn. Yay! I'm glad my dogs weren't in here, because if that doorbell would have went off when the dogs are here, you guys would have been like, have to mute your devices really quick.
Yeah, and then my dogs would have went off too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the question is what type of surfaces can you use with Chalk Couture? Pretty much any surface. You can do it on literally walls. You can do it
Somebody even did it on their oven.
Yeah, you can do it on your oven. You can do it on chalkboards, glass, wood, tile, granite, pretty much any non-porous surface for the Chalkology paste you could use. It won't be permanent unless you make it permanent. Ink can be used on canvases, ceramics, shoes, pillows, linens. I've done one on, I've used, I had a lamp. The bottom part of the lamp was kind of porcelain and the top was a fabric lampshade. So I did paste on the bottom and ink on the top. really a lot of some people use, like I've seen someone actually do it on a ribbon, like a 1-inch ribbon, and they put their stencil on the ribbon and made a beautiful package ribbon that said peace and joy on it. It was gorgeous. I've seen people do it on vases, candles. You can do it on candles. Gosh, I mean, the possibilities are kind of endless. But once paste dries, they don't rub off, only wash off. So so when I sign up, will you guys be there to help me if needed? Yes, that's what the Facebook groups are for, because I will tell you, there are so many times that someone asks a question in my Facebook group, and by the time I go to answer it, there's already like 10 people that have answered the question. Once the paste dries, so the only time, so some people will say, well, the paste rub off or flake off. If you're putting something, a paste, for example, some people use those acrylics rounds and stuff. If you're obviously doing an acrylic round with paste and you set something on it or your fingernail, it can scratch it off, definitely, unless you make it permanent. So I always tell people, like, this isn't sprayed, so even like if I took my fingernail and went, it's gonna scratch it. So that's why I always tell people, if you want to make it permanent, that's where the spray comes into play. Ooh, that's gonna be so good. Those two colors, I'm so excited. And see, look at that. She's not using, we do have other squeegees you can use, but since she's doing that swirl, she's just using that multi-tool. That's why that multi-tool is so important. People flipped their lid when they released that at convention. People were so excited. It's so mesmerizing watching someone do it, because seriously, you're like, all she's doing is swirling around colors, and then she does the reveal, and you're like, holy moly, that looks amazing.
Oh, wait, this is the big squeegee.
The big squeegee, oh, the big mamma jamma.
And see, and I could save this into another jar. I do that sometimes, but because I'm in a live video, I'm just, not gonna.
Oh, that's gonna look so good, Mel. I can already tell.
I don't know. I'm scared.
No. I saw your last video yesterday, the hot mess canvas, come up, and I didn't quite get it until I watched it, and then I was like, oh, I get what they're doing with that.
Ooh, pretty. And Ken is delayed.
Yeah, so my reaction will be with your guys's. Oh, that is pretty. Oh, I like that a lot. That really pops with that teal and white. Oh, yeah, that's going to look good. And see, it looks like it's because the other colors are bright, but they're kind of those fall colors. I like that. Good choice. As a team, we did it.
Okay, we're not done yet. We have to put fall on there.
I know. What colors are you going to do fall?
I don't know. I was thinking same colors. Or
that's what I was going to say, too. Let's see here. Then here for me, oh, and see, real pretty. If you mix the wrong colors on the project, doing what Melody's doing, she would be making mud. Correct. So she brings up a good point. Follow the rules of color. So there is a color wheel. If you have not seen the color wheel, go to Google, take up color wheel. The color wheel will come up, and basically color wheels show you complementary colors. They show you colors that go well together. They show you the colors next to each other that go well. And if you follow the color wheel mode of thinking, when you mix colors, you're not going to get worried about mud. Because if we put a whole bunch of colors on there and mix them, it's going to be mud. I mean, obviously, too many colors. But here's the deal. Ours, you can mix a lot of it without getting mud. The only time it's going to get mud is if you're like doing a big circle and just keep mixing and mixing. Eventually, it would get to that.
Yeah, because you did red and green last night and it didn't turn to mud
Nope.
because the paste goes down in there and you're not like I swirled it more than we normally do. But just putting the colors on there, it's not like they mix unless you try to mix them.
Correct. So it isn't like red and green. Like some people are freaking out. They're like, that's going to be brown. And I'm like, no, you can swirl it to a certain effect until I really mix it. So think of it this way. If I was to take red and green and mix it in a bowl, it's going to turn brown pretty quick. But because we're pushing the paste down through the transfer and then switching the direction, that's where you get a little bit of the mixing of colors, but not so much to where it just turns to brown. And that's why you'll see, like, for example, on this one, we got the pinks. We did reds and whites, and we got a little bit of pinks in there. I love this one because this one, you would think I used green, and I didn't. All I used was the peacock, the bumblebee, and white. And because the peacock and bumblebee mixed, we got little colors of green. So I didn't use green paste in here, but I was able to mix the colors and get that look, which is super fun. Let's see here. Your art degree comes in. Yes, Diana. So there is, last time I counted, I want to make sure I get this right. I want to say there is 20 on paste. There's 25 regular colors, meaning there's always 25 colors that you always get. But every major release, we're going to have what are called in vogue colors. In vogue colors are colors that we've said are a hot item. People are really liking them, but they're limited edition. So once they sell out, they sell out. So we have 4 in vogue colors. So total, we have right now 29 colors. So 25, yeah, 29. In ink, we only have 20 colors. So 29 paste, 20 inks. They do release more inks as they've introduced them to our catalog. So when we started, we had a little bit more limited colors, but now we're getting caught up. And what I loved what they did in this catalog is they named them the same. So it used to be our inks had completely different names from the paste. Now they've said, hey, we have a couture teal in paste and we have a couture teal in ink, and they match. So that way, when we get to know our color scheme, we know exactly what colors are, and which I like for me. So right now, 29 paste, 20 ink.
Somebody asked, how long can you let the paste set on this before I rip that off?
So that's a good question. So the stencil, so if you watched my video yesterday, you'll see the paste is on there a long time. But I put it on really thick in the beginning, and then I can squeegee it off. As soon as you squeegee off the paste, it is going to dry fairly quick. If you're doing a big board, for example, the Haunted Mansion one I did, there are certain tricks because that's a bigger board, and paste will eventually dry on top, and when you reveal it, it will actually pull up your paste from the board. However, some of the tricks are people do them in sections. They'll cut their transfers in half and do them in sections. Or one of my favorite tricks is take a paper towel, put it under water, get it to where you wring it out and it's just damp, and actually put that on top of the paste with the paste, and it actually keeps your paste moist and gives you more work time. But it's a pretty good, I put it on thick in the beginning so it gives me more time, and then as soon as I squeegee it off, I usually remove it.
And I would suggest starting with smaller things just to practice with or whatever. But I started with a big one and it worked for me.
Yeah. Well, and I will say, like, doing that hot mess method, you get a great look, and it only takes you 5 minutes if that.
Attention if it's dry. So I'm like, oh, I better try that a little more.
I did that one video. So the question is, what's the difference between the paste and the ink? Paste is removable. So it's dry when it's permanent when it's dry, but you can reabsorb it with water and it is removable. Ink is going to be permanent, and when you heat set it, it's definitely permanent. It will not come off.
And I don't make any of mine heat set, anything I'm going to keep, because you never know when I want to use it or change it up and do something else with it.
Mm-hmm. My daughter got a huge smile when I said who we were watching. Oh, thanks, Teresa. That's so sweet. Isabella Boo.
Hi,
That's
Isabella.
That's a cute name. Isabella Boo. I like that. I really like these color choices, Mel.
Okay, now I gotta clean the L and reuse it. Earlier, I had Callie, my assistant, get the things out that I wanted for me while I was editing a video. And when I came to look at it, I'm like, there's only one L. And I'm like, oh, duh, there is only one L. I just gotta use it twice.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
I'm just gonna.
I like how on your screen it tells you when someone subscribes. That's so cool.
That's with OBS, Ken.
Oh my gosh. I've never seen that before. Is that a feature in OBS?
Well, no, it's just I can tell you later. It's really easy.
It's very cool because if I just subscribed and my name was on the screen, I would literally have a freak out moment. I'd be like, oh my gosh.
If somebody joins my channel as a member for the $4.99 a thing, it actually has a little cricket cheerleader with pom-poms, and it says their name and it says they're awesome.
That's so cool. I love it. Once I get to Big Boy Pants and get to 100K, I'll be able to.
Yes, you guys got to all subscribe to his channel to get him to 100,000.
I'm just shy of 90, so that last 10,000 will be killer. I'll be watching it every day.
And he's going to do a huge giveaway.
Huge giveaway. Machines and money.
It's going to be bigger than mine.
I can't wait to see this. The other thing to remember is it totally washes off your hands. I know there's ladies out there that get it on their nails and they freak out. They're like, oh, I don't want it to get rid of my finish. It won't.
No, it doesn't at all.
It just washes off with soap and water, or even really water. Even when it dries on your hands. I have some in my nail right here that I didn't do a good job washing off, but it doesn't stain your hands, nothing like that.
Oh, I don't remember if I dried that L. The first L.
I know, I agree. The teal looks like sky, so it's like this. I love it. A great idea.
Alrighty. Okay, it's done, I think.
It's amazing. I love it.
Oh wait, I gotta move you a little so we can see better.
Oh, that turned out so good.
I like this because my walls in my house are teal. So it just it matches my house because I didn't decorate last year for fall because it just doesn't, I'm teal and bright summer colors and I like it. So then this would actually work with my house.
That teal and white worked so good. It's so bright and it looks like the sky. It's almost like the sky's peeking through.
Oh, yeah.
It does. It worked so good, and it's bright, and it's so distinguished from the colors in the back. It really just pops out at you, and it looks like the sky with clouds kind of moving through it. I love it. That is awesome. I almost would say spray that one because I think that's almost perfect.
Yeah, it is really nice, isn't it?
I love it.
And it wasn't hard to do it all. It was a little time consuming only because I used so many colors and because I used so many different leaf transfers. But if somebody wanted to do
did you have to clean some of the leaves too?
I did clean a few of the leaves in between because I used this one twice. I used a couple of them twice.
Yeah, it does. It looks like the leaves are falling behind it. It's just perfection. It turned out so good. That's awesome.
I could have put another leaf in here or something too. Behind it. I don't know.
Well, and technically, that's the great thing about chocolate tour is you
Yeah.
could keep adding leaves around that if you wanted to,
Yeah.
or you can leave it just like that. I love it. I love the pattern leaves. I love the teal. It does look like the leaves are falling. I love it. It's perfect. And there are times where I will look at a board and be like, Sean, this is a spray board. Like my one with all of the flowers for Christmas, we sprayed that because I loved it. And there's times too where I'm like on the fence, like the one that I hand colored that says hello. I'm like, keep going back for it. Do I want to spray it? Do I not want to spray it? So
Yeah.
it's so good. It
Now,
looks so
much
good.
how much do the people watching, like, how much do you think somebody would pay for this? Like, how much, you know, I don't know. I don't sell crafts and I don't sell mine and I'm not going to sell this. But this, to me, like, to give it as a gift or something, this kind of looks expensive. Like, you know what I mean? And it's something that you make, so it makes it handmade is always worth more. And it cannot be
Yeah.
replicated. Like, you guys at home can do it, but it won't look exactly like mine. Even if you put the leaves in the same spot, it's impossible to make the paint look exactly like it. I mean, I couldn't even do it.
Yeah. No, I
So-
would, I mean, for me, like that's easily a 50 or better, if 50 to
Joan says
75.
Joan says 75. Somebody said
Yeah.
50-ish.
Easily. I mean, if let's say someone mass produced that and it wasn't handmade, I could see it going for cheaper. But the fact that it's a nice board, it's handmade, it's, you know, a one of a kind, even like you said, you couldn't
Yeah.
reproduce that if
It's
you
one
wanted
of a
to.
kind.
Yep. I would say easily, I would easily say $59.99 to $69.99, easy, without
Yeah.
a question.
Yeah, so like people can make these, and if they're a designer, it only costs the board. I mean, and it doesn't. You don't use that much paste on it, and you can reuse all of the things at least 10 times. So
Yep.
it's really inexpensive.
So, like, seriously, like, for example, guys, on a board like this, like she said, it's just the board. So this board was $11. I can use the transfer and over again. So, like, something like this would cost me $12, and I could easily sell this for $24.99. So, double.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Or you can have parties, like, so much fun.
Oh, yeah. That's what a lot of people are doing. They're having parties with us, and everybody. Do they pay a price? It depends on everyone.
It depends. Some people do parties where they say, "Hey, you pay me, you know, $20, and I let you use all my supplies, make whatever you want." They pay. Some pay like an hour for a fee, or some say literally, "You're going to leave with a board, a stencil, and a chalk paste, and it's going to be, you know, $49.99." So
Yeah.
people do it a whole bunch of different ways. The one that I'm doing next week for the bank, they'll leave with a whole bunch of stuff, and the bank's giving, you know, a certain budget, but they leave with it all.
That's awesome.
So then they can go home and keep making it more if they want to.
Yeah, and you can have like those wine parties with it.
Yeah. I love it. That board is perfection.
Somebody says, does the images have a texture to them? Not really.
I mean, if you
No.
once the paste is completely dry, if you were to run your hands over it, you are going to feel where the paste, just like vinyl.
Yeah.
When you put vinyl on a board, it's raised a little, so you'll feel that. But there's no texture like in the leaves or anything like that. You can create texture by waiting for the paste to dry completely and then adding another layer of paste. It will create some sort of texture, but there's no like texture. It's just a little bit of a raised feeling.
Yeah.
And stuff. But I love that board. I love the colors in Hello Fall. Just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
When you put
Uh-oh. I just hit my video. I was going to get the link. I have the links to everything here, and where's the link to sign up? And make sure you guys watch Ken's video from last night. It was awesome.
Vix, I don't know what when you say about have rules about what you do, we don't have necessarily rules. We do have policy and procedures. So like there's certain things I can't do, like in Mel's video, I can't obviously put my links and stuff because it's Mel's video and stuff. So there's certain things like that. But they give us a lot of freedom to run the business how we want to run it.
All right. I think that's it. If you guys have more questions, go ahead and ask them in the video in the comments, and we will try to answer them. And if you're interested, you can reach out to me if you have more personal questions, or I shared the link to Chalk Couture if you want to look through that. And I'm always available to answer questions. So is Ken.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ken.
Thanks, everyone. No,
You made
thank
this so
you.
much better because when I'm doing it, I kind of like have to do it. And I can't read the comments. I can't answer the questions. It makes me crazy. My brain doesn't do it.
That's what we're here for as a team. We all help each other.
Yes. I'm also going to have some of my team in a video like this. I'm going to have 3 others with me, and they're all going to be doing Chalk Couture projects at the same time, and I'm going to be answering the questions. So,
that's so cool.
That's something I did it one time, and I'm going to do it more with my team. So if you sign up under me, I'm going to try to help that way.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Kenny. And
Bye.
make sure you subscribe to his channel and watch his videos too. There's a link in the description for his Chalk Couture from last night.
Yay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.